Can I ask you about
Yeah.
Trump specifically? I actually respect how you kind of framed the whole situation. It doesn't sound like you are one of those blindly ignorant people. They're like, I just hate him and I don't like what... You actually gave him credit. You said he's a world-class demagogue, right? So there's sort of like a humble brag right there. But you know who he is, and you respect your enemy. You know, Pat's newest book, Choose Your Enemies Wisely, you've chosen Trump as your enemy, whether that's vocal or not. You kind of laid out the top three caricatures of the type of person to run a campaign. I want to talk about the Trump voter. You know, as Bill Maher famously said, it's okay for you to hate Trump, but you can't hate the people that vote for him. So in my opinion, there's three types of voters that vote for Trump. There's the, I love my poorly educated people, you know, the Trump base, you know, millions of people that just, whether it's tribalism, whether it's instinctual, they're just like, that's my guy. You know, he said he's the middle finger to America, and rightfully so for some people, right? They've been screwed over in manufacturing. You talked about personal finance issues, paycheck to paycheck, all that. So that's number one. On the other side of the spectrum, you have maybe the donor class, the millionaires, the small business owners in some capacity that are, look, I'm just voting for tax reasons, you know, it's the economy stupid. So let's put those two on the separate wings. But then you have the majority of people, let's say it's 60% of the people of the 80 million votes or whatever to 76 million votes, who are like, just like, no, I don't like what's going on the left. I'm a conservative, I'm a Christian, I want to raise my children in the right way. At the end of the day, Trump could say whatever he wants to say. Those people are going with him. And these are hardworking Americans. These are people who love America. They love freedom. They love democracy. So at what point are those people, like, they have a voice too? It's not like they are being gunned to their head, you have to vote for Trump. You know, you've been, with the Lincoln Project, very adamantly against Trump. What would you say to those people who... Essentially, you're trying to convince those types of people not to vote for Trump, but they're going to vote for him anyway. I mean, how do you handle that?
These people at some level are my parents. Okay. Right. So this is family. This is, I was on the Trump bomber target list. I didn't get a bomb, but apparently when the FBI came to the house, I was at the top of the next batch. My parents still voted for him.
Your parents.
for Trump, right. So I don't hate the Trump voters. I love some of them very much. Here's what I would say to the many millions of people that are watching this that vote for Trump. I get it. I get the disdain, the corruption within the system. There's a painting in the Capitol of the United States. It's a painting of George Washington. And this is the moment that America functionally comes to life. In the painting, George Washington is in uniform. There's a chair there, and the chair is bigger than the others in the room. It's the throne that he will not sit on, and Washington lays his cloak over it. He will not be Caesar, and he bows to the Congress. He walks away from power twice. Our American civilization, our way of life is constructed around the assignment of power through the result of an election where lawfully people raise their hand, take an oath, and they're giving limited power for a limited period of time and never have the power to interfere with some basic rights. The first time Donald Trump said in 2015, the election results are only legitimate if I win, should have been a moment of a national timeout. I don't care if you're on the far left, you're on the far right. In this country, that's not how it works. And so over these years, we've seen the escalation of that to a moment where I think is in real danger. If I was running that Fox debate, my first question would have been, let's talk about how we're going to execute General Milley. Right? We're going to shoot him. We're going to hang him, poison him, gas him. What do you think? How are we going to shut down Comcast and MSNBC and NBC? I think, and I don't understand why not, because I have a very basic premise. I take everything that everyone says literally and seriously. Period. If you say you're running to seek retribution, to kill the Joint Chiefs of Staff, okay, we got a problem, right? What we share in common in this country is a lineage of defiance, of entrepreneurship, of pioneer spirit, of a defense of an idea. Served in the 101st Airborne. These are sacred things in this country, and there's no man who is above them. And so, in a choice between two flawed parties, two flawed people, I get it. But at this moment, as we come into the third decade of the 21st century, country's got real problems. It's got real opportunities. I personally think if you had $1 to invest anywhere in the world, you're a moron. If this is the place you don't put the dollar, this is the most competitive society on earth. But man, is our politics broken. And when you got a guy like Menendez, right, who comes out and you're like, okay, let's hear it, right? Let's hear it, right? And he's like, no, you don't understand, right? I had to sew the money into the jackets because of the old country. Right. I gotta be,
That's what they did do about 60 years ago.
I gotta be ready. A country he wasn't born in, he's never been into, right? So it's like it's constant, and I get it. Joe Scarborough said this, like on Morning Joe the other week, and this is totally true. Mm-hmm. He said every single Democrat who comes on the air, 100% of them say on the air something completely different from what they say off the air regarding Biden. And here's the deal. It was exactly the same way with the Republicans about Trump in 2015 and 2016. And either way, both sides, the American people get this. They completely intuitively understand it's all bullshit. Whether it's Menendez in the old country, Dianne Feinstein passed away right before we came on air. I was actually talking to someone about this yesterday, right? Like the notion, this person who's a legitimately important figure, right, in American political history for women, how she came to how to power, completely stripped of her dignity in the last 5 years of her service, that this is what she'll be remembered for, is sitting up there with no faculties, no personal agency. So we have a massive problem. You have a belligerence in the media that you see assert itself every time someone says, well, 80% of the country doesn't want Trump or Biden. So there's a lot of brokenness. I understand it. But the issue with Trump that's front and center, it has to be, are the intimations towards violence, towards chaos, and the assassination baiting of a guy who spent his entire career wearing the cloth.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.